guys, if you don't know who we are, I'm Shelby.
And I'm Woody.
And today we are going to be working on the, I don't know, what would you call this? The side panels of the van.
Yep.
We're going to be putting a truck bed liner, so like a rhino liner around it. And if you couldn't tell, we're actually ending the day right now, but enjoy.
Well, the wind picked up just in time for me to be recording this, but I have started to pull off the side panels for the van. You can see one of them's off already. Wanted to kind of get a feel for it before I went too deep into the instruction, but you can see that first hole at the top there is actually a screw that you will need this type of a bit for. And once that comes off, the rest of it is really just those plastic pieces that are popped in. So I'm using a flathead screwdriver to just kind of get leverage right by the pin. I noticed that one of them broke off on the first panel because I did not quite have enough leverage on it. So you have to be very, very careful in getting the right leverage to pop those out. So I think I'm going to have to do some glue and get that back on. It's probably not too big of a deal to just have the one that's a little less secure, but I think it'll be okay. Well, you can see, got it all pulled off. It's worth noting on the door, there are screws in the front and the back that do not pop off. On the other panels, they are just by the wheel well here and at the other side of the wheel well. This piece had none, and on the door, there were two right there in the same spot, but the rest of it just popped right off.
All right, sorry for the wind once again, but I'm back from Home Depot, and now it's time to wipe the van down. Just got a pot of soapy water to wipe it down with. Pretty satisfying. Okay, one side down, one to go. How does it look? Nice and clean. Babe.
What you got?
I got dinner. Oh. JK. Just kidding, that's how dirty it was. Look how nasty. But it's nice and sparkly clean now.
Next, we are going to start sanding this section. Give it a light sand. We're gonna start with 120. A friend who is in the auto body industry that said to maybe try 80 so that truck bed liner sticks better. But we're gonna start with 110, 120, I think it's 120, and see how it goes. Another thing that we need to do, we read about these black round pieces. Look like they've got a pretty decent seal right now, but from what we've read over the course of 5 years or so, they kind of corrode a little bit when they get wet, and that seal can break. And on the inside is another, well, basically it just opens up to the van. So we bought some vinyl tape that we are going to put over top of those. This is the vinyl tape that we are using to cover those holes. It's branded Nashua, and it's really thick. I actually tried to use some of this to repair my sprinkler backflow the other day because there's a crack in it, and it worked great for about 10 seconds, but the PSI and the pressure in that backflow just didn't handle it. But given that the water that's going to be on the outside of the van shouldn't be pressurized for the most part. This should work great. Now we're testing it on this spot there.
Yeah, because this will all be covered. We're really just trying to roughen it up so the paint stuff, what is it, the truck bed liner has something to stick to. We're not actually trying to take the paint off, we're just trying to make it a little rougher. Seems like it's kind of taking it off anyway.
Yeah, it's gonna, but it's way easier to control by hand. I want to try the 80 over here and see how it is.
Oh, right, yeah, so this is 120 grit sandpaper. And for those of you that don't know, the higher the number on the sandpaper, the finer the grit. I don't know why it's like that, but remember that. So the lower the number, the more coarse it is. You can't really tell. Well, you can kind of tell. This is 80 grit sandpaper, and you can see how coarse it is. And this is 120. And you can kind of tell, I don't know if you can on camera, but this is a little finer. So we got both to test them out. Oh, I don't know if any of you are sensitive to like noises or feelings, like how it feels terrible. Shout out to all you auto body workers out there who do this constantly, all day, every day. Babe, I don't know if I can do this. Surprise, surprise. Woody got hurt again.
Bubbled up there. Hasn't broke.
That's gross. But in his defense, look at the culprit. See how sharp that is?
My guts are falling out.
Your guts are falling out? This again? Were you murdered? It'll be okay, sweetie pumpkin pie. It'll be okay. I'll get you a Band-Aid.
Thanks.
What I'm gonna do next is start taping the side that we already sanded while Woody finishes taping or sanding the other side. I think I have one side started, not quite done. I think I'm gonna try and put that paper above it, but it looks pretty good. I don't know, I'm kind of digging the green racing stripe. Babe, should we just leave it like this?
What?
Should we just leave it like this with this green racing stripe?
Yeah, it's good.
Just kidding. As always, we're running out of daylight. But we do have one side nice and prepped to paint. We got 2 layers of the paper. First we did the layer of tape along the edge, and then we did a layer of paper and another. We wrapped the tires in plastic and the little plastic wheel well part that we couldn't get off, and then the light. And 2 people have walked by so far and said they love the name of our van, which is really awesome. It makes me happy because I didn't think people were gonna get it, but they do. And for those of you that don't know, it's probably backwards. It says Ollivander. It's a Harry Potter reference, and we are Ollivander's Wanderers because Ollivander is the wand maker. Anyway, that just made me really happy.
What you got?
So I went to Home Depot and we got 8 cans of this
Truck bed coating.
Truck bed coating, and it's kind of like rhino lining that you'd put in the back of the truck. And we set up a little practice station over here, and I knew we kept the metal from cutting out the fan hole in our roof. I knew we kept this for a reason, so give it a go, I guess.
It's at about 12 to 18 inches, or sorry, 12 to 16 inches away from the metal.
Oh, wow, it's windy. I should wear a mask. Okay, that's better. Not bad. So that's what you want, I think, and then you want to go over it a couple times after, so go over it all once, and then again until it's completely coated. All right.
Moment of truth.
Yeah, my glasses are getting foggy. Here goes nothing. Can't see. What do you think?
It's coming along. It's looking good.
It's definitely going to take a couple layers, but I think personally it's better to go light on the layers until it's evenly coated instead of to go too heavy so it doesn't drip. I think we're gonna end the day here. It's, what time is it? It's 6:55 p.m. We're losing sunlight. It's looking really good so far. We were able to get both sides started, and I think tomorrow we might have to go by a little bit more and do some finishing coats. We've gone through 7 cans so far. Also, I don't know if you could tell. This could be a new look though, right? My hands are destroyed. I haven't painted my nails in months, and I did yesterday and they're destroyed. Woody doesn't look much better.
No, I got it.
I was just telling them this could be a new look. I was wearing a mask too, not sure how that happened, but we will check in with you guys tomorrow and see how this dries and look at it all in the sunlight and the finishing touches, another coat. And what we're really excited for is pulling off that paper and the tape and everything. See you tomorrow.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Got my Death Star mug of coffee. Sometimes it's just a Death Star kind of day. It's coming out to look at the results the next morning.
Yep. It's the next morning, and we wanted to see it in the sun. We actually didn't get to see this side in the sun at all. It looks beautiful. There's a few spots we need to touch up and maybe like put another coat on, but it looks really sparkly too. It looks really, really good. It's day 2, and if there are 2 things that I learned from doing this yesterday, one is to wear black or dark clothing, or clothing that you don't care about getting dirty. So I'm wearing all black. Woody's outfit is a little different. But he doesn't really care about that shirt because it's already ruined. 2, if you're gonna be in the sun, wear sun protection. I didn't even think about it yesterday because we just came out of winter and haven't really been outside and haven't been in the sun, and it's the warmest it's been all year. But I got it pretty good. I don't usually burn, but I did. But it'll turn into a tan, so that's nice, right? Anyway, we're just going to do the second coat today. I don't want to say second coat. It's like the 5th coat. We're just touching up some spots today. And then we were going to seal the little plugs that go into the van on the side panels. But Woody broke 12 of them, pulling them off. So we ordered some on Amazon and are going to wait. We have to wait a couple days for those to come. And then once those come, we're gonna seal and pop the panels back on, and then we'll call it good. Well, this just goes to show that we are not perfect by any means. We made a little oopsie. I don't know how well you can see it. Oh yeah, you can see it really well. We made a little oopsie right here, so we tried to wipe it down and sand it off, but then ran out of the truck bed liner, so that sucks. We did really, really good on the whole rest of the van, but then right here, and if it could have just been 2 inches higher, it wouldn't have mattered that much because this section's gonna get covered by the plastic paneling. It's time finally to take off the tape and the paper. I honestly couldn't tell you how many layers that we put on, but we did it. And it looks pretty good.
I'm very satisfied.
Yeah, some people say that the type that we used, the Rustoleum, looks kind of like spray paint, which is kind of true. In some angles in the sun you can see it, but it's really good enough for us, and I think it turned out really well.
Yeah, I agree. I think we probably would have done some more research next time.
But honestly, it really turned out well. So let's take off the paper.
Let's do it. Moment of truth?
Yep, moment of truth. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yep.
Oh, this frog tape did a good job. Really clean. Nice.
It's beautiful.
Great.
It's almost as beautiful as you, babe. Okay. I wanted to give a quick update. We were able to fix the blemish. You can kind of see a slightly darker shade below, but when you're looking at it not with the microscope, it looks fantastic.
Well, it's a couple days later and we haven't been able to finish it because we ordered more of the plastic plugs that are attached to the side panels on Amazon and they haven't come yet. And just our luck, it started raining. I tried to plug up the holes with plastic and I got one whole side done, but then it started raining somewhat hard and I only got that much done on this side. So, well, here we are. I guess I hope water doesn't get in these holes. It looks like it kind of is a little bit. And if it does, hopefully it dries. This is the other side of the van, and you can see the holes to the outside. Woody has so kindly been lining this part with some microfiber towel, so at least if water comes in, it doesn't sit and pool down here. But the holes that are behind, like the wheel well, there's not really much we can do about it. Just let it air dry, I guess, if water gets in.
So in the newer Sprinter, there actually aren't holes behind the wheel well.
Oh, well that's lucky. At least we don't have to worry about water getting back there. But these holes, at least we can dry these out.
Yeah, in the older Sprinters, the black trim does go across the top of the wheel well, but in the newer ones it does not, so we don't have to worry about it.
You know how I just showed you guys how it's dark skies like this? And then blue. Welcome to Utah. Ooh, I hope there's a rainbow. It's all dark over there. So we've had these side panels off of the van for weeks now. We keep waiting for the plugs to come so we can finish it. Still plugged with plastic. This is really dirty. Not sure how we're gonna clean it because we can't spray it because water will get inside. So let's go check the mail. Fingers crossed. It's been 2 full weeks since Woody ordered those plugs, so really hope they came. Let's check. My hopes aren't high. Nope. Just some junk mail. This is getting really frustrating. I just want them to be here so we can finish it. We can finally finish the side panel project. I know it seems like a couple minutes on this video, but it's literally been about 3 weeks. And the reason is because we've been waiting to find some of these little plastic plugs that attach these side panels to the side of the van, because when we popped it off, some of them broke. So what we're doing right now is putting some Sikaflex, it looks like black frosting, around each of these plugs to prevent moisture from going in and sealing it to the side of the van. What kind of Sikaflex is this, babe?
I don't know. Hang on just 1 second. Sikaflex 221 multi-purpose polyurethane sealant.
So this one's ready to go on the van. We put the Sikaflex around all of them. And then hopefully it just pops on. You won't really hear it pop on because the Sikaflex muffles it. We have to take out all our little makeshift plastic plugs that we put in the van. What about these?
Those are screws.
Ah, there you go.
That's it. Yeah, so there's little screws that come in this side to hold it in.
Ah, I see.
There's one here and at the back. A couple along the way.
All right, well, we're just going to pop all these panels back on, and we'll show you what it looks like when it's done. A helpful tip, if you guys take all of the side panels off like we did and you get a little bit confused on what goes where, Mercedes thought ahead, and it'll show an arrow on which side goes up on the van, and then it'll have an L for left or an R for right, meaning it'll go on the left side of the van or the right side of the van. And just to be clear, the left side is the driver's side and the right side is the passenger's side. Well, we finished. You can tell the plastic is a little bit different of a color. There's nothing we could really do about that. And of course it started to sprinkle a little bit. And they're kind of dirty, but I think it looks pretty good. It's functional. And it's gonna do what we need it to do. Alright guys, well, we're finally done with the side panels. I know it looks like it took 20 minutes again, but it took weeks because, as you saw earlier, we were waiting for those clips that we broke from pulling the side panels off to come in the mail. And they actually, did they ever even come?
No, they still have not come.
They never even came in the mail. So what we did was we called around to local dealerships, and they actually had one less than we needed, and we made do. So if that happens to you guys, just call around to your local Mercedes dealerships or parts stores and see if they have them. You'd think that they would be easier to find, but they really weren't.
Yeah.
Another thing that we learned is, as you could see on the final product, the vinyl lining spray that we used is darker than the actual plastic side panels, and I think if we went and did it again, we would probably spray those plastic side panels. I mean, we could do it now, but
we still might later.
Yeah, we might later. It would have been so much easier to do it while they were sitting off the van.
Right. The other thing that I learned, that sealant that we used was really thick. The videos I saw were people, just professionals, putting it on like it was nothing. My arm was real tired after, so be prepared for that.
Don't be fooled. Swear words were said.
No,
his arm was really tired after.
It was rough. And the second thing is the type of spray that we used, the Rustoleum truck bed liner. After some more research, I think we probably would have used a different one. So I would recommend definitely doing your research on what the different variations are. They have different effects on like the glossy finish. Some of them look more like they've been spray painted on. There's even a brush paint on one that I was interested in. So definitely do your research. Not that we necessarily have regrets. We still love how it looks, but we probably would have chosen something different.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah.
Well, that wraps up this video. So if you liked it, hit that like button and hit the notification bell so you can be notified when we release more videos like this.
Yep. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, go ahead and do that now.
We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.
I think I'm zoomed in. Nope. That's zoomed in. Question. What grit do you think this mimosa is? It's pretty fine.